Good morning. Let's go to Dollar Tree. Today. Oh my goodness. Leo season is always one of the most beautiful. I mean, it is late summer, which, I don't know, I feel like it's touched ever so slightly by fall. More every day thanks to global warming. I mean, climate change. It's warming over here because our climate is colder, so that feels fairly appropriate on this little chunk of the US. I'm really hoping that we actually get an end of summer season and that it's not just a smoky wildfire abyss. Right now we're headed to the Dollar Tree, which they should really be... Almost dropped something. I was gonna say, oh, everything keeps falling. I'm not prepared. Right now, we're headed to the Dollar Tree, which they should really be calling the $1.75 tree, as we all know. But we gotta pick up some supplies in the name of food, snacks, and mix. Let's see if you can guess what these are for before I tell ya. Just because it's the Dollar Tree doesn't mean the quality's any less, necessarily. We'll see. We'll see what we can find. Let's go. It's so quiet. Now we gotta find some snacks. Yep. Got everything. So, we took a little pit stop at the Dollar Tree, or the $1.75 tree, and gathered some supplies. Now, you may have noticed that one of those things was cake mix, and the other was frosting. Let's do some math. I don't condone math. But if we were to do math, the equation would come out to somebody's birthday. It's Leo season, and my mother is a Leo. I feel like a dramatic pause was necessary because we know that Leo brings the drama. And they might get offended if you say that, but it's not a flaw. Drama is an important part of life, a very underrated part of life, in fact. And when drama is gone, we all tend to miss it. So let's all be very appreciative of our Leos this season, okay? I've known a few Leos in my life, but none more so than my mom. And she is a fantastic person, so I might have a little bit of a bias towards Leos that is positive. I know that's not true for everybody, but here's the thing. Just because you meet one Leo that you don't like doesn't mean you wouldn't love the next one. Your sun sign is just scratching the surface of your birth chart, as we know. If you hate any specific zodiac sign, let's not. Let's just hate the individual. Let's go back to hating the individual instead of lumping people together. Back when life was more simple. Actually, it's kind of the opposite of how it worked. Back when things were more simple, people actually did lump people together even more. On that note, let's continue moving forward and just judge less and hate less. Especially Leos, and especially during Leo season. We got the cake mix and we got the frosting, and then the other snackies in there, I'm gonna show y'all in a little bit here. But mostly gonna be movie night snacks for a little taste test, but I got a couple of other things, and one that we're gonna crack into momentarily. I think I passed the spot I actually wanted to park because I was busy talking about not judging people, which is funny coming from an Aquarius. Yeah, I think I'm gonna turn around. Oh, there's the ocean. It's so stunning. It's like you can see the ocean every single day of your life and still have your mouth drop open when you turn that corner and see it, especially on a sunny day like today. It's just so blue. I know in other places the water's not blue so much, but teal, which is also dope. I just interacted with the public. Most people in this area are not the kindest. Let's just put it that way. Especially because, like, I don't know, I noticed this in my neighborhood growing up too. A lot of times adults don't feel obligated to wave at you if they don't perceive you to also be an adult. And I know that I kind of, at a glance, especially in this outfit, can give like teen learning how to drive, especially when they see my car coming at them and it's not driving well. But those two just waved at me and it felt like we were buddies. So I guess I see what's so magical about having neighbors. I would say that I'd like to know them, but unfortunately I wouldn't. And there we go, judging people again. But hey, sometimes if you're judged first, you know, it's hard. It's hard not to. Just kidding, kind of. I'm just gonna park up and wait for them to clear out, because this is like a parking lot practically with a small path. I once was parked here and the porta potty guy had to ask me to move because his porta potty truck wouldn't fit. He was very nice, but didn't expect him to be knocking on my window. So here is the goods. So this looks delicious to me. I wanted a spicy chip. My mom is not the biggest fan of spicy, but I'm gonna guess these are pretty mild, so she might like them. I've probably had a pork rind, but I'm not super confident that I remember. I kind of remember my dad giving my brother and I a pork rind when we were young, and I was confused. I thought it was a bone. Like, what do you think when you hear pork rind? And I was scared to eat it. I don't really remember how that panned out, but lo and behold, whether or not I've had them before, I'll try these with my mom. And then I got her these. I'm so sorry, Mom. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Here's some broken chili cheese fries from Dollar Tree. It's that stage of life. Okay, but here we've got some Chester's fries. The originals are slappin'. The ranch ones are slappin'. I think there was another flavor that was slappin'. Chili cheese fries for her in case the spicy chips are too spicy. Hopefully this isn't spicy too. I don't know if I'll bring these, but this is just a shout out to Z because she's always eating her seeds and it's got me intrigued. It's been a really long time since I've had them. I'm also a chronic nail biter, so maybe these will help. Also pickle. You really just can't say no to pickle. At least I can't. Next up, birthday cake crispy minis. I'm really curious about these. They look kind of like the famous Amos cookies, but like instead of chocolate chip, they're birthday cake. Makes sense for the occasion, and they're cute. And honestly, okay, I was gonna say the bag's kind of full, but I'm like actually feeling it now, and I'm like, I mean, it is full, but is it $1.75 full? I don't know. I really don't know what these are gonna be like, but we've got Mary Jane. So it says real molasses and peanut butter. I do like molasses and I do like peanut butter. I don't know how my mom feels about those things so much, but I know she likes peanut butter, generally speaking, because most do. Molasses, though, I'm not sure. I don't know that we've ever made like a molasses cookie, so that's a little bit not promising, but either way, I felt like these would be an interesting try because I've never seen them before. It kind of looks like a Tootsie Roll though, so I'm not a Tootsie Roll gal. Not many are. Next. This, I know my mom will love, or at least I'm theorizing that she will love it, which is Combo's stuffed snacks. They are pizza-filled baked pretzels. I'm not so sure that I would like these. I'm not really that into pretzels. I love a soft pretzel, a cinnamon pretzel. Ooh. Anything like that. I haven't had the jalapeno pretzel at Disneyland, but Amanda raves about it, and I feel like I would like that one. Again, it's a soft pretzel. But as for actual pretzels, meh. But my mom, pretzel fiend, saw these, knew she needed it, 'cause she also loves pizza, because who doesn't? It does say the filling is made with real cheese, so I'm excited to see how she likes that. Next, I got Amanda a Milky Way, because I know she likes them. Love you, babe. And we've got the cake and the frosting. I think we're gonna do like some coconut flavoring in the frosting or something. And we're gonna bake this up later. So stay tuned for that. The very last thing we're gonna crack into right now, it's a Reese's International Delight iced coffee. The can has seen better days. She's bruised and bumped, but you know, that doesn't make her any less delicious, hopefully. But let's give her a try before we go on our walk, because caffeine goes great with exercise, right? It smells like peanut butter instantly. Okay, wow. I definitely don't hate that at all. I think it's really good. It really tastes like a Reese's. Wow. I'm sure this is straight up poison, but you know, what isn't? Oh, I was supposed to shake it gently. My bad. Does that count? Yeah, okay, well that's pretty good. Yeah, it reminds me of like, only Washingtonians are gonna even know, but at Mercury's they have a Snickers drink. This isn't even Snickers, but it tastes like a blended like frap, but like melted, I guess is the vibe. Okay. Cheers. Let's take a walk. It's not every day you come across an enchanted trail, especially one tiny little light. I'm gonna sit on this shady bench. Is there a bench in the world that's not shady? So yes, Leos are more than just drama. And every sign is more than just their stereotypes. But some other stereotypes or traits of Leo are confidence, their fun-loving nature. Creativity is a big thing for Leos. Leadership and working well with teams and kind of representing their team. I don't want to talk about negative things. I think we all know the negative sides of any trait because that's what you hear about. But if there's anything about Leos that I love, it's the fact that they balance their fiery nature with a deep sense of compassion. I think sometimes if you don't know the Leo in question very well, you might not pick up on that, but it's been true of everyone that I've ever known. They are an intense sign, which I think is why so many people love or hate them. But there are lots of intense signs, and theoretically every fire sign is an intense sign. Let's be honest. Something else that's also been true of every Leo I've ever known is they have a strong distaste for injustice. And as an Aquarius, this speaks to me. There's a humanitarianism within Leos that I love, and it comes from the self, which I think can actually be a really healthy expression of standing up for others and standing up against what's wrong. It's an internal experience that becomes external, whereas maybe for some other signs it's an external experience that becomes internal. Mind you, I don't speak as an expert on astrology, just someone who is deeply interested in it but can't retain facts or knowledge. Leo is also known to be so lovable, and that rings true. How can you not love these fiery, exuberant, passionate people with a flair for life and a flair for performance? Life is just a little bit more creative, a little more expressive, a little bolder with a Leo around. I'm an Aquarius, so Leo is my opposite. So having a Leo mother, I think, has been exponentially helpful in setting the tone for life. But yes, I'm an Aquarius, and Leo being my opposite, that means my mom's sun sign is the opposite of mine. So in some ways we contrast each other quite a bit, but in other ways you know, your opposite sign can be somewhat familiar in a way. I mean, opposites attract for a reason, but it can also feel like you're speaking different languages at times, but in a way that's kind of fun and positive. I think I would feel really, I would feel a little depressed if everyone I spoke to was an Aquarius and they thought and talked just like me. There's been a lot of cool people of all kinds of signs. And yeah, to think of being raised by an Aquarius, oh man, I don't know. So my mom and I are pretty different in some ways, but also, I mean, she's my mom. A part of her DNA is in me. Half. And I have loved the experience. I would say if you're not familiar with any Leos, you're missing out. My mom is a beacon of fun, and she has been my whole life. And she's also the type that really can dive headfirst and passionately into something on your behalf, which is very validating and makes you and your interests and your worldview feel very actualized and special. My mom has always been the type to plan fun activities, but also partake in whatever my brother and I, and even our friends, were interested in, had going on. I know not every kid gets to experience, and that breaks my heart, like the idea that some parents overlook their kids' interests and write them off and don't view them as important, or put their overwrite your interests with theirs. Of course, to some degree, a lot of parents are gonna push for the things that they like and want you to be. There are too many people I know whose parents couldn't give a F about what they're into, and I think that's a huge mistake, because there were so many times that my mom just got involved with Parker and I that she elevated the experience. Like, my brother as a kid, he had a whale phase. It was a long one, and it was intense, and he knows everything about whales. I remember my mom making him a whale costume from scratch, and like, she's not necessarily like a seamstress, but she'll try anything and make it work no matter what. Like, the creativity just oozes out of her. She was involved in something that we were spending like 50% of our time doing. Actually, probably more than that. I'm not very good at memorizing things and learning, and I can remember in high school like hours upon hours of my mom running lines with me. My mom spent every day whenever I was in a play practicing with me, to the point where she knew every single line better than me, and in the audience she would literally be able to mouth along. It's so sweet. There's something about being deeply seen by Leos. Maybe it's the shared creative nature, but that feels good, especially as a child of a Leo. It's funny, my mom always says she's not an artist, and it's so far from the truth. I think that I get my creativity from her, and she inspires me constantly. She's always trying something new. She always has projects going on. We often go to the thrift store, and there's always a project or multiple underway. So a lot of times going to the store is trying to source the perfect things for these projects, like my brother's whale costume. That's not the only insane Halloween costume she helped put together. Yeah, something else about my mom that's super cool, and this is a Leo thing, because their tarot card would be Strength, and my mom is the strongest person I know, like beyond. It's actually kind of intimidating, and you know, knowing someone who's been through a lot, being related to someone, and seeing them just completely rise above it over and over again is pretty awesome. I was going to say that my mom is a breast cancer survivor, and I've never seen somebody handle something so scary, like with so much grace. And it's really impressive to me, because when really bad things happen to me, I don't handle them as well. And I hope that someday I can be more like her. Sorry about that. I guess I'm just not like I haven't fully processed that entire experience, because my mom was diagnosed, I think like the summer or maybe the fall after I graduated high school. It just kind of felt like the whole world stopped, and like I can't imagine being on the receiving end of news like that about yourself. I know what it feels like to be on the receiving end from a child's perspective, and it's pretty scary. But my mom didn't ever let it show at all, and like it's her positivity that stands out from the entire experience, and the way she let the diagnosis fuel her to move forward in life and try new things left and right and make the most out of life. You know, it's like sometimes really scary things happen because that's life, and it's more about how you handle a situation and how you align your mindset to get through it that matters more. She is cancer free. She had chemo and radiation and a double mastectomy, and handled it all with a smile on her face. It's a really good example for me though, because I feel like when bad things happen, I crumble. And I'm trying to teach myself not to do that, and remembering her positivity through something so scary, and something also that she hadn't really faced in her family, so it was brand new to her. I just have complete endless respect and love for her, and I don't ever want to see her suffer again or at all. But I know that if anything ever does happen, that she is strong enough to get through anything. And because she's a piece of me, I know that I am also strong enough to get through anything. Sorry, I'm not really comfortable expressing my emotions, but I'm trying to be, because it's Leo season and it's all about self-expression. I'm crying, but it's not because I'm sad. It's just out of relief and pride in my mom, and just feeling overwhelmed still by something that felt consuming, so consuming that you have to compartmentalize it. The emotions just stay with you, especially if you don't express them. Do you guys think this is a hot tub? Like, for real, what is this? Somebody is really into birds over here. Oh. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. And please comment below what your zodiac sign is, because I'm nosy and I want to know. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this walk, on the Dollar Tree run. I had a great time. Yes. Yes. All right. Peace.